For over 30 years, the B-2 Spirit has been one of the most iconic symbols of American air power. With its bat-like silhouette and radar-evading design, it stunned the world when it first took flight, earning a reputation as a near-invisible bomber capable of striking anywhere on Earth. But as this Cold War legend approaches 40 years of service, the Air Force faces a critical question. How can such a small, aging fleet stay relevant against modern threats? The answer lies in bold modernization efforts that are turning the Spirit into a smarter, deadlier, and more adaptable bomber than ever before. Origins of stealth. The story of the B-2 begins in the 1970s, during a time when radar technology was evolving rapidly, and the United States was searching for ways to maintain air superiority. Engineers began experimenting with designs that could bend, scatter, or absorb radar waves, thereby reducing the chances of detection. This concept of stealth, which today seems obvious, was revolutionary at the time. Lockheed and Northrop emerged as pioneers in this field, with each company exploring very different approaches to achieving invisibility in the skies. Lockheed's efforts produced the Have Blue prototype, which relied on faceted, angular surfaces that reflected radar waves away from their source. This experimental aircraft eventually evolved into the F-117 Nighthawk, the world's first operational stealth fighter. Northrop, meanwhile, worked on a secretive project called Tacit Blue, which tested smooth, curved surfaces, fly-by-wire controls, and composite materials. While Tacit Blue never became a production aircraft, its innovations directly informed the design of the B-2. By the mid-1880s, Northrop's work culminated in the Spirit, a flying wing bomber with unprecedented stealth qualities, capable of slipping through the most heavily defended airspace to deliver nuclear or conventional weapons. The B-2 was an engineering marvel, but it was also prohibitively expensive. Only 21 were ever built, and after 2 were lost in accidents, just 19 remain today. That scarcity has made each surviving aircraft priceless to the U.S. Air Force, which is why keeping the Spirit technologically relevant is a national priority. Why upgrade now? When the B-2 first entered service, its stealth gave it a virtually unchallenged advantage. Radar systems of the time struggled to detect it, and adversaries had no answer to an aircraft that could penetrate their defenses undetected. But technology never stands still. In recent decades, rivals have invested heavily in advanced radar arrays, layered air defenses, and long-range surface-to-air missiles, specifically designed to detect or counter stealth platforms. With only 19 B-2s left, the United States cannot afford to let this fleet become obsolete. Instead, the Air Force is pushing forward with a series of ambitious upgrades that aim to keep the Spirit combat-ready until it is eventually replaced by the B-21 Raider in the late 2020s or early 2030s. These upgrades are not just minor tweaks, but sweeping transformations, with programs like Spirit Realm 1 and the Defensive Management System, Modernization Initiative providing the bomber with a digital overhaul, expanded defensive capabilities, and new cutting-edge weapons. Spirit Realm 1, a digital overhaul. The centerpiece of the B-2's modernization is the Spirit Realm 1 upgrade, known as SR1. At its core, SR1 introduces an open mission systems architecture, essentially giving the bomber a new brain designed for adaptability in the digital era. Traditionally, updating legacy aircraft required massive hardware changes that could take years to implement. SR1 changes this by creating a modular framework where new capabilities can be added rapidly through software updates. This means the B-2 can now accept new weapons, communication systems, and sensors without the lengthy downtime associated with traditional upgrades. For pilots, SR1 also introduces upgraded digital cockpit displays that are far more intuitive and user-friendly than the bomber's original instrumentation. These new displays enhance situational awareness, reduce workload, and make flying the Spirit more efficient during high-stress missions. Perhaps most importantly, SR-1 represents a philosophical shift in how the Air Force manages its aging fleet. Instead of waiting for years between major upgrades, incremental improvements can be rolled out much like software patches in the tech industry. This agile development process ensures that the B-2 can evolve as quickly as threats emerge, keeping it combat-ready for the foreseeable future. Reinventing defense. If SR-1 provides the B-2 with a smarter offensive framework, the Defensive Management System Modernization Program strengthens its ability to survive in the world's most dangerous skies. This upgrade represents the most significant enhancement to the B-2's defenses in its history, addressing its vulnerability to increasingly advanced air defense systems. The modernized defensive suite allows the Spirit to detect, classify, and respond to threats with greater precision. It enhances coordination between the B-2 and external platforms, meaning the bomber is no longer operating in isolation, but as part of a broader networked battlefield. One of its most intriguing features is the ability to conduct electronic intelligence gathering. This means that as the B-2 defends itself from enemy radar, it can also collect valuable information about those systems, feeding intelligence back into mission planning and giving the U.S. military an advantage in future operations. In essence, the modernization transforms the B-2 from a stealth platform that merely avoids threats into an active participant in neutralizing them. New bombs and hypersonics. A bomber is defined by its payload, and the Air Force is ensuring that the B-2 remains one of the deadliest strike aircraft in the world by giving it access to new classes of weapons. Among the most important is the GBU-72/B Bunker Buster, a 5,000-pound class bomb designed to obliterate fortified underground facilities. With GPS guidance and advanced penetration capability, this weapon allows the B-2 to strike hardened targets such as missile silos, underground command centers, or nuclear storage sites, targets that previously might have been beyond its reach. The Spirit may also one day carry hypersonic missiles, weapons capable of traveling at speeds above Mach 5 and reaching distant targets in mere minutes. These missiles are still in development, but their integration would represent a revolutionary leap in the bomber's strike capabilities, allowing it to deliver unparalleled speed and precision. Not every weapon will find its way onto the Spirit, however. The long-range standoff missile, or LRSO, has been ruled out for B-2 integration due to the prohibitive costs and complexities involved. Nonetheless, the upgrades already planned ensure that the Spirit's arsenal will remain formidable. Trials and setbacks. Despite its upgrades, the B-2 fleet has not been immune to setbacks. In December 2022, a Spirit made an emergency landing at Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri and caught fire. The damage was so severe that the aircraft was permanently retired, reducing the operational fleet to just 19 bombers. Following the incident, the Air Force grounded the entire fleet for 6 months to conduct inspections and ensure safety. This was not the first time tragedy struck. In 2008, a Spirit crashed in Guam, marking the first operational loss of the fleet. Another bomber was damaged in 2021 but was eventually repaired and returned to service. Each incident underscores the fragility of maintaining such a small and expensive fleet, where the loss of even a single aircraft has significant consequences for U.S. strategic capabilities. Maintenance, a labor of love. Operating and maintaining the B-2 Spirit is one of the most demanding tasks in the Air Force. Every 9 years, each bomber undergoes a complete programmed depot maintenance cycle at Plant 42 in Palmdale, California, the same facility where they were originally built. This process involves stripping the aircraft, reapplying radar-absorbing coatings, overhauling its systems, and conducting exhaustive inspections. At any given time, at least 2 B-2s are undergoing this lengthy and expensive maintenance cycle. The radar-absorbing materials alone require meticulous care, with specialized coatings reapplied by hand to ensure the aircraft retains its stealth properties. These unique demands make the B-2 one of the most costly aircraft in the world to operate, but the investment is unavoidable given the rarity and importance of the fleet. The B-21 Raider. The B-2's upgrades are meant to keep it relevant, but it won't fly forever. Its successor, the B-21 Raider, is already in testing and expected to enter service by the end of the decade. With greater stealth, range, and advanced systems, the Raider will eventually replace both the B-2 and the B-1B Lancer. Still, until the Raider is fully operational, the B-2 remains America's premier stealth bomber, and its current upgrades ensure it stays sharp in the meantime. And that wraps up our deep dive into the incredible upgrades keeping the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber flying strong after nearly 4 decades of service. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to see more content on cutting-edge military technology, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.